joining us, Live Music Nation podcast. I'm your host, Jake Gill. Today we're with Joe Hunter. He's from the Pavilion Community Foundation. They host a number of events through the year. Joe, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Jake.
Joe, give me a little background on you. Where did you grow up?
Born in Omaha, but went to high school, graduated here in Papillion. Been here about 15 years now, so I consider Papillion my home, which is pretty convenient for the job that I have. It makes it, I won't say easier, but it gives me a greater understanding of the community, the people, the players on the field at any given time. So it's definitely beneficial to have grown up here and kind of been to the events that we host over the period of time that now that I get to be on the backside of that and plan them. Going from being a consumer to the producer of those things, it definitely has lended a good perspective on that.
So Joe, give us a little background on your career. Have you always been with the Community Foundation, or have you been doing other things in a different sector?
I started my career out at a small woman-run business, a steel fabrication plant. I was there for a couple of years while I worked to get my education finished. Decided that I liked working more than I liked being in school, so I took some time off from school, transitioned into more of a corporate HR role with a large retail chain, and then after about 2 years of that, I decided it was time to go back and finish that degree. Started work at the foundation as a part-time employee to help run their office and help plan the events that they host every year. And from there, I was quickly promoted to assistant director and then to executive director when my predecessor decided to take a new role in the community last November.
Perfect. All right, let's jump into it. Tell us about your big event this year.
Yeah, so we host three major events every year in the community, but our biggest one is Papillion Days. It takes place over Father's Day weekend every June. We just celebrated the 75th anniversary of the event last year. So it's been going strong in this community for quite a long time. The foundation's been involved with running that event for about the past 25 years. It used to just be a group of volunteers that took care of it, and then it transitioned to the volunteer fire department. When the volunteer fire department became a professional fire department, the foundation was created in 1997 and then took that role on in the community. It's really a great event. It starts on Wednesday and it runs through Sunday.
Wow.
It's the biggest event here in the area. We draw about 50,000 people over those couple of days into a town of 20,000. So we're responsible for quite a large influx of the population over the course of those couple of days here in Papillion.
So I always ask these four questions. Let's start with number one. What does it look like? What does Pavilion Days look like?
It's that quintessential small town summer festival. Whenever you think about being able to walk down Main Street in any small town, especially here in the Midwest, it's just everybody knows everybody. We have a vendor fair, there's a carnival, food trucks, there's live music. All the local businesses here in our downtown corridor, they run specials, they stay open a little bit later for the event. It's really a town effort to make sure that we are emphasizing that small town feel that Papillion's so well known for. And that it's also a way for the community to really come together and connect in the middle of the summer, especially over Father's Day weekend, which is such an important holiday for so many individuals and families in the area.
Okay, very good. Now, next question. And this is always one of my favorite parts of festivals. What does it smell like, Joe?
Oh, I can't tell you if I like the fried dough that they make, the funnel cake, or if it's the corn dogs. I'm kind of a glutton for punishment. Being in charge of the festival and everything, our vendors are very generous in making sure we're well fed throughout the whole course of the couple of days. So I get to wine and dine myself on all the lovely festival and fair foods that are out there.
Okay, all right, very good. What does it sound like, Joe? What does Papillion Days sound like?
I think the great thing about our events is it's rare that you find anyone with a frown on their face. So there's always a lot of laughter and love going on. That helps, again, build that small town feel that we're so well known for. And that's really why we continue to do these events. We understand that it's not an easy industry to be in, especially the past couple of years with COVID and everything. We learned a lot about what we were capable of, but that really motivated us to continue to do what we do and really make it better every single year. Whether it's a major change or a minor change, something's always changing, or we're trying to make an adjustment to make the event bigger and better every single year.
So what are you gonna do this year to make it bigger and better?
Well, we're still in the early planning stages for this year. I have a few ideas under my hat, but they're going to stay there until I get some.
Joe, you're not wearing a hat. You're not wearing a hat, Joe. I am.
I wear too many to have just one on at any given time. So No, it's, we really want to provide atmosphere for all levels, all age groups. We're trying to cater to more of an adult audience this year with some of the stuff that we're looking to bringing back this year. So we'll wait and see. That's to be determined at this point. But letting mom and dad hang out in an adults only area while the kids are out playing in the fair and everything. We want to make sure that everyone's able to enjoy their time while they're down there, and that's really what we're trying to bring back this year.
Is that something that you have heard in feedback from past events?
Yes, again, we try and change things every year. COVID really impacted the event because there were a lot of things that close quarters wise we couldn't facilitate. Some of those things we're again looking at bringing back in maybe a slightly different manner to make it a little easier to run and manage on our end. Again, we're a staff of 2 individuals here, and then we work in conjunction with the city of Papillion and all their staff to really make the event happen. So when you're looking at trying to plan and execute an event that draws 50,000 people over 4 or 5 days, for a staff of 2 really to plan and pull that off, it's quite an undertaking. So we're trying to be realistic about what we can achieve, while also trying to meet those expectations and honor the history that Papillion Days has had over the past 75 years.
Yeah, Joe, you seem very methodical and well spoken about this event. It seems to be a passion for you, and I'm curious as to why. Why is this an important, not just the community and the economic impact that it has? Why is this important for you as a person, Joe?
I come from an Italian family, so family's everything. It's the get-togethers that matter, whether it's just having lunch in someone's kitchen on a Sunday or, those big family meals that we're so well known for around the holidays and everything. I want everyone in my community to be able to experience that with the community itself. And that's really what gets me up in the office every single day, is that, the events that we plan, the work that I do, it's bringing that community together and giving them that sense of belonging, that sense of shared experiences. And that's so important in today's world. Again, I think COVID taught us that lesson in a really major way. That was really in your face. We took a lot of things for granted up until that point. So again, being really intentional and methodical about how we bring these events to the public is super important. And on the flip side of that, it would be remiss for me not to mention this. It is our biggest fundraiser of the year. So it does help keep the lights on and pay the bills here at the foundation. And that is my chief responsibility, is to make sure the lights stay on. So
yes,
it's one of those things that it works in many different ways.
No, that's perfect. All right, Joe, we're gonna lighten up. We're gonna have just a little bit of fun here for just a second. I am in live entertainment. I am in live music full time. So I always ask these 2 questions. It gives me a little insight to you. This is going to be interesting. Joe, what is the best concert you've ever been to your entire life?
Oh gosh, I think I have to say Michael Bublé. I went with my grandmother. It was kind of a lifelong dream of hers to always go see him live. So we went together. And she loved it. I had a great time with her. It's kind of my cup of tea when it comes to music, so I really enjoyed it. Not a lot of entertainers like that, of that caliber, around anymore.
Nope, that's good. You can bring one act, dead or alive, to Papillion, your festival. Who would you bring? Dead or alive, money not an issue. Who you bring?
Selfishly, it would have to be Frank Sinatra, but I don't know if that would draw the audience.
Yeah. Oh no, I think you'd be just fine. Yeah, I think you would be just fine. That's perfect. All right, Joe, how do people find out more about your event and other events that you guys use to fundraise for your community?
It's always great just to check out our website. We're always keeping that up to date, papillionfoundation.org. The events have a huge portion of what is dedicated on that website, and we continue to update that on an almost daily basis here. So anytime something new's coming up or we're putting more information out, that is the go-to place to check.
That is perfect. Joe Hunter, thanks for being on with us today. I appreciate it.
Perfect. I appreciate you taking the time, Jake.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine.